everyone!
I'll block the disco ball.
Okay.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. With another...
We're all first year spring admits, or FYSAs, at Cornell University. And my name's Valerie Hu.
I'm Leah Sokol.
And I'm V. Zipperman.
So this is going to be just like a video kind of going through our own process as spring admits. I know when I first received that option, I was really confused and surprised, and I think having talked to a bunch of other FYSAs, they felt the same way. So all three of us, and I think a lot of other spring admits, wish that they had known. I remember scouring the internet for FYSA information and finding very little.
We'll tell you about all that stuff. This video is actually part 1 of 4 in a series of what we wish we had known about being a first year spring admit at Cornell. In this video, we talk about our high school backgrounds, checking the FYSA box, and our immediate reactions to getting accepted. In the next video, we'll be talking about how and why we decided to come to Cornell. And then the 2 other videos will be linked at the end as well as down below when they're uploaded.
Hello. Hi.
I went to a private high school in Pennsylvania. There were about 147 people in my grade, and I am one of 4 people in my grade to be admitted to Cornell in my year, but I'm the only one that was admitted as a FYSA.
I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area, and I went to a public high school. There were 600 people in my graduating class, so there were 2,400 kids in all. I don't know how many other kids were admitted.
I am from Bloomington, Indiana, so like a college town in the Midwest. And my high school was, I believe, 1,700 people. There were around 400 in my grade. I don't really know how many other people got into Cornell my year. I know at least of one other person, but I'm the only one who ended up coming here and the only one admitted as a FYSA.
Now we're going to talk about checking the FYSA box.
If you have not yet been admitted, if you're still applying or whatever, you might be wondering, how do you actually become a spring admit? Like, do they automatically consider you? And so you'll probably notice on your common application there's like a little checkbox that basically says, I'd like to be considered for spring admission. And I remember thinking in the process of applying, I was like, if Cornell takes me, like, I don't really care when they take me. So I checked it and didn't really give it a second thought. I have talked to a FYSA who specifically said like they wanted to be considered for January more than for fall, but I think at least for me it was just like an afterthought, like I'll take it.
And another thing to note is it's actually very unlikely that you will be a FYSA even if you check that box, because there's only 27 of us this year in arts and sciences out of 1,000 freshmen,
and then 20 currently for this year who were admitted to the hotel school. And as far as I know, arts and sciences has FYSAs every year, but then other schools, like some schools within Cornell don't offer the FYSA option at all. And then some of them, like I think the hotel school has it, the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences, or CALS, has it certain years.
I was thinking about what CALS stood for because I wanted to say it and I was like,
tour guide training right there. I know like the School of Industrial Labor Relations doesn't offer a spring admit option ever.
Keep in mind that the FYSA program existed a really long time ago, but as of this time that Cornell is doing it, it's only 4 years old, and so the schools that do it or don't are subject to change, and we're just speaking off of what we know from our experiences and from FYSAs before us in the past couple of years.
I checked the box because I'm like, I'll go to Cornell whenever because I want to come here, but I never thought that was actually going to happen because it's like actually very rare. So keep that in mind when you check that box, like it's a good option. But it can happen. So now we're going to talk about getting admitted as a FYSA / first reactions.
I didn't notice. I opened, so like you get a notification on email, the status update, and you're like,
you're giving me hives back to high school. I hate this.
Today is Thursday, March 28th, and currently it is 3:45 p.m. And so I opened it and it was like, the first words were like, congratulations, and then I stopped reading because I was really happy. Oh my god!
No graffiti.
Graffiti! Yay! Oh! Congratulations. Very short letter. I think the next day my mom reread it and she told me.
You sure you're accepted? Can we take a one more look?
And I was like, oh. So my immediate reaction was like, shoot, like I don't want to start in the middle of the year. I had wanted to take a gap year, but never would have considered a gap semester. And at the point that I got admitted, like applying was so long ago that like I didn't even remember checking the box. Is this real?
Because it was traumatic at first. Cornell was like, I got in, so I literally started like freaking out and crying and like falling on the floor. Then I got
too.
up from the floor and I looked and I'm like, for the spring, and then I just was like screaming. And then I remember I feel like went outside and like roasted marshmallows and stuff. And because at first I'm a very type A person, so at first I was like, oh, I can't go in the spring. Like I really want to go here, but like in the spring, like can I do that? Can I take a gap semester? What am I gonna do? But like very quickly, I'm like, I'm gonna like make it work. But my gap semester was actually like one of the best things I've ever done in my life. It worked out really well, and we'll get to that.
This is quite anticlimactic. My story is really.
Yeah,
I was actually
suck.
correct. Thank you. We're gonna send.
Are you okay?
I was actually at a dinner when I got it, so I was
You
like.
opened it at the dinner?
Why
Yes.
would you do that?
I never opened mine in public.
Thank you for detracting from my personal story. This is phenomenal.
You're welcome.
I just didn't go in with high expectations, and so I was like, sure, I'll like open these at this dinner that I didn't tell anyone. I opened it, and at first it was just like the shock and the unexpectedness of seeing congratulations. I looked at the letter and I was like, it's a pretty short letter.
Congratulations. Very short letter.
I think they
So
bolded
people-
the line that had the
I
spring.
think they did.
I guess I'm blind.
I immediately saw it, and it was like, this is weird. My admission was just really surprising to me. Very confusing because there wasn't any sort of explanation to it.
But that's why we're here, to tell you our
That is why we're
experiences so you
here.
have an
So what a
explanation.
smooth transition.
Your friendly
because-
neighborhood FYSAs. Might be something that needs clarifying. If you're admitted as a FYSA, it's not like you have an option to come
Right.
regular or as a FYSA. It's like take it or leave it. Like
Yeah.
you come in January or you don't come at all.
So next, why we chose Cornell.
Which
What
you,
about, like, our-
which you
yeah.
spelled with one L.
Urza? Urza Cornell? Urza
Cornell
Cornell?
University was founded in 1865, but
By
our story
Urza
begins
and 80.
3 years earlier.